in high definition. This is Wave 3 News.
It's 7 o'clock. Welcome back to Wave 3 News Weekend Sunrise. I'm Scott Adkins.
And I'm Ryan Hoke.
Cozy up with something warm. Hang out with us because we've got a deep freeze forecast for you. Ryan Hoke looking at just what we are going to encounter today. Snow hazards later on. But until 5 o'clock, we're just on cruise control.
Should be okay. You know, we're talking about rain before then. Some of our northern counties may see a rain-snow mix, but really until we get into early portions of this evening, that's when things begin to change. Let's talk about our weather hazards that we're going to be having. Snow is going to be in the area later today. After the rain filters out, we'll get those cooler temperatures in. That'll change everything to snow. Then we have the roads refreezing tonight because we'll have had quite a bit of rainfall today, so that water on the roadway is going to freeze extremely quickly because we've got bitter cold temperatures moving in as we go throughout the next 18 to 24 hours. We'll be watching that potential very closely because we could be seeing some very hazardous driving conditions for much of Kentuckiana as we go throughout the day. Right now, we do have temperatures above freezing, 35 in Paoli, 34 up in North Vernon, 39 in Lebanon at this point. And of course, we do have a winter storm warning for all of southern Indiana. A winter weather advisory has been issued for our Kentucky counties for lesser snow amounts, which we'll talk about here in just a few minutes. But otherwise, we do have some rain and some mixed precipitation moving into Lawrence, Jackson, Jennings counties. Northwest Lawrence County, you guys might be seeing just a little bit of snowfall at this point, but with temperatures above freezing, things should be okay travel-wise at the moment. Here's all the snow off to our west. You can see it out in Missouri and Illinois, stretching all the way up into Iowa at this point as well. This is going to be moving into our neck of the woods as we go throughout the latter portion of today. As far as your hourly forecast goes with your Wave 3 weather app on your smartphone or tablet, we've got temperatures getting up to 43 degrees by 2 o'clock and then plummeting thereafter with things changing over to snow. We'll talk about that snow forecast and just how cold we're going to get over the next couple of days in just a few minutes. Scott.
Thanks, Ryan. At 6:32. Long lines, empty shelves, and full grocery carts, a common sight throughout the metro and southern Indiana. It seems these shoppers are ready for hibernation, stocking up on the essentials and the non-essentials. Well, one mother stopped by and she says that she's shopping for her 3-year-old son and 21-month-old daughter. And while it may have been a long trip to the store, she's just happy to get it done before the snow starts falling and the temperatures plummet.
I'm scared of the storm that's coming. They said it's going to be a big storm, and I'm chicken. I don't go out in anything.
Preparation is key. Of course, heading to the store is only part of the preparation for the upcoming winter weather that we're going to have. Animals left outside are at a high risk of suffering and could even die to extreme conditions of cold and wind chill. When it's in the single digits and below zero, animals are at serious risk of frostbite, dehydration, and freezing to death. The best way to prevent this is to bring animals inside unless they need to do their business outside.
Boy. If it's too cold for you, it's absolutely too cold for your pets. So pets need to be brought inside. If folks do have outdoor dogs, and of course at the Humane Society we prefer that all dogs are inside dogs, but if they have outside dogs, they need to come in. It is absolutely too cold. And right now, the thing that we're most worried about really is wind chill.
If you don't have a yard, keep the walk short or just let them out quickly. If your basement or garage feels too cold, it's too cold for them too. Our coverage continues on this winter storm on Wave3.com. You can check out the live radar anytime. You can find out more about the free Wave 3 News and Wave 3 weather apps and get the latest list of closings and delays. A couple churches closed today, so be sure to check out that before heading to service. Meteorologist Ryan Hoke will be with you shortly for an extended outlook. It's 6:34 now. Louisville football coach Charlie Strong will leave U of L. Strong is expected to be named as the new head coach of the University of Texas. Late last night, sources inside the university confirmed Strong informed athletic director Tom Jurich he's taking the job. This puts an end to weeks of speculation of who would take over one of college football's most storied programs. Cards fans have mixed reactions so far.
wish he would stay. I love it. The fact that he brought in some quality players.
We have given him all of the community support that he will never be able to find anywhere else.
And that seems to be a sentiment echoed across Louisville this morning. So what do you think of Strong's departure and the future of Cards football? Join the conversation on Facebook this morning. Just search Wave 3 News and let us know what you think. A bus trip from Chicago to Nashville left 63 passengers unexpectedly stranded in Jeffersonville for hours. The bus was from the discount provider Megabus. It broke down near Memphis, Indiana around midnight Saturday. Passengers spent the night on the bus without heat or water. Police eventually towed the bus and had all 63 passengers dropped off at the Hardee's at Exit 0 in Jeffersonville.
Even sitting inside of this Hardee's, people are upset and the tension's pretty thick, man. You could cut it with a Hardee's knife if you wanted to.
Well, Megabus apologized for the problem and blamed the weather for the incident. The company gave everyone a free ticket for a future trip. A 21-year-old Indianapolis man is behind bars, listen up, accused of stealing jars of brain tissue and then putting them up for auction on eBay. Police say David Charles broke into the Indiana Medical History Museum several times over the past year to steal the jars filled with brains. The preserved tissue was from autopsy samples spanning from the 1890s to the 1940s.
These specimens have actually been used in current research. IU School of Medicine Tissue Bank, and they've been taking, over the years, they had been taking samples from our jars of tissues from the autopsies that were done here in this building.
The buyer of the tissue samples off eBay became concerned that the brain tissue samples were stolen and then alerted police in his area. We'll hear from him a little bit later on Sunrise. Well, a Louisville man is facing charges after police say he had a dog attack another man in the face. 59-year-old Fred Fishback is now charged with wanton endangerment. According to police, the victim told officers that Fishback knocked him to the ground and then had his pit bull bite him in the face. The victim remains in the hospital and had several surgeries within the last day. As Kentucky Kingdom gets ready to spring back to life, the park is looking to fill nearly 1,000 jobs. And Saturday, more than 2,500 people turned out to put in applications. This all happened at the Crown Plaza in Louisville. The jobs range from ride operators to security. The park says it needs good people if the reopening is going to be a success.
We're spending $43+ million in rebuilding Kentucky Kingdom, adding all the latest, rides and attractions. And, that's just machinery if we don't bring the right people in to be a part of our culture, to be a part of our organization, and bring this park back to life.
Pay starts at $8.50 an hour. If you missed the fare, you can always apply online. We put a link to the application on our site. That's wave3.com. Just look for the I Saw It on Wave 3 News icon. It's 6:38, and after the break, more on the strange case of a man stealing jars of brain tissue we just told you about and then selling them on eBay. Who buys that kind of thing? The answer next on Sunrise.